Why you start. Idealizing them. After distance. After distance begins, memory changes. Events are no longer experienced in real time. They are reconstructed, and reconstruction is not neutral. The mind does not replay relationships as they were. It edits them. Details that created tension become quieter. Moments of relief become central. This shift often feels like clarity, but it is usually reinterpretation. Distance removes new information. Without ongoing interaction, the brain fills gaps using stored emotional highlights. The most emotionally charged memories are the easiest to retrieve. These are rarely the ordinary or uncomfortable moments. They are the brief positive ones. Because of this, the relationship becomes simplified in memory. Complexity fades, contrast disappears. What remains is a cleaner narrative than reality ever contained. Idealization is not a conscious decision. It is a regulation strategy. The brain prefers coherent stories. Uncertainty is difficult to maintain without explanation. When a relationship ends without emotional resolution, the mind reorganizes the past into something meaningful. Meaning reduces tension, even if the meaning is inaccurate. Negative experiences are processed differently from positive ones. Unpredictable positive moments create stronger memory reinforcement than consistent neutral experiences. The mind holds on to what felt relieving. It does not hold equal weight for what felt destabilizing. This imbalance changes perception. The relationship becomes remembered by peaks rather than patterns. Time also alters emotional intensity. Pain fades faster than anticipation. Discomfort associated with waiting, confusion, or anxiety decreases once the situation is no longer active. But the emotional lift from moments of connection remains vivid. Because of this, memory keeps the reward, but releases the stress. The past begins to appear better than it was. Another process occurs during absence. The brain replaces unknown information with imagined continuity. You do not know what they are doing. You do not know how they feel. So the mind generates possibilities. These possibilities are rarely neutral. They tend to align with emotional hope, and imagined interactions often feel emotionally real. The person becomes partly memory and partly projection. Idealization increases when daily stimulation decreases. When attention has no external focus, the mind returns to unfinished emotional material. The relationship becomes a cognitive anchor, not because it was uniquely compatible, but because it remains unresolved. The mind prefers a familiar question over an empty space. This is why after detachment begins, thoughts sometimes intensify instead of fading. The relationship is no longer competing with present moment experiences. Memory now occupies a larger share of attention. And memory, unlike reality, contains no contradiction unless intentionally recalled. The result is comparison. Present interactions feel ordinary. Past interactions feel exceptional. Not because they were consistently better, but because memory removed repetition, waiting, and uncertainty. Only emotional highlights remain. Reality is continuous. Memory is selective. Idealization can also protect identity. If the relationship mattered, the mind seeks a reason. If it ended without clear cause, the brain creates one. The person becomes special, unique, irreplaceable. This restores narrative order. But narrative order is not always factual accuracy. The longer the absence, the more the mind relies on reconstruction. Without corrective experiences, memory stabilizes into belief. The person you remember gradually differs from the person you interacted with. You are no longer reacting to them. You are reacting to a refined internal representation. As new experiences accumulate, idealization weakens, not through force, but through contrast. Consistent interactions provide information memory cannot distort. Gradually, the mind no longer needs to preserve the past to understand the present. The emotional charge decreases. The story becomes less symbolic and more proportional. The person returns to scale, and the memory becomes an event, not a reference point.